All right, ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome back into Tiger Details TV. We're here for another recruiting podcast. Sorry, I'm going to start that over. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back into Tiger Details TV. We're back this week with another edition of our recruiting podcast, joined by 2024 LSU commitment, Colin Hurley. Colin, thank you so much. I know you've got a really busy schedule with your schoolwork and everything else that you're doing, and I appreciate your time.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'll get straight to it. You know, we've been doing these for a few weeks now, just kind of talking to a few players here and there. And obviously, you're a big one for LSU in the 2024 class, and you're really one of the perfect ones to have on as we begin this next cycle for the 2024 class. Things are going to be opening back up in the next few weeks. A lot of visits going to be happening. Obviously, you're taking a lot of trips right now with your 7-on-7 team. And you'll be back in Baton Rouge next month. And we'll get to that in a minute. But just for the people who may not know a lot about you, just maybe give them a little background. You know, you're so different in the way you go to high school and your schedule and how regimented you are. And it's pretty special. And I think you and I have talked about this the last time we spoke. It's pretty spectacular that a high school kid can maintain the schedule that you maintain the grades that you maintain, and do what you're doing on the field as well at such a high level. So for those who don't know, maybe just give them a little bit about your background and how you actually go to school.
Well, I mostly train in the morning. I do a lot of online school at my house because I'm able to train in the morning with a great group of trainers, Dr. Tom Gramelli, who is a scientist and the best mind in throwing. He leads my training regimen, my programming. He designs all of my throwing, lifting, sprinting, all of my workouts. Dr. Gramelli's works with a ton of NFL professional athletes, works with the NFL, MLB, you name it, anything with throwing motions, he's able to work with. No, he's the best. No, we actually have a couple college quarterbacks in right now, getting ready for the draft prep. Anthony Richardson, which I think a lot of people know about, he's in there. And I also have my QB trainer, Will Hewlett. He handles the majority of my QB training alongside with Dr. Gramelli. And you know, he and I connect. He's definitely one of the best QB coaches in the nation. No, he's very good at his job. And I honestly, I love throwing with him. He teaches me every day whenever I'm out there with him. But with the school, I mostly do online school at my house. I go in school a couple times a week, not too much. But I mostly go up there so I can spend time with my coaches, do whiteboard, do some film, hang out with my receivers, get some throwing in with them. But it's not too much, honestly. This is my lifestyle. This is how I chose it. And now I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm happy with all the hard work I'm putting on because I know it's going to pay off once I get to LSU.
Right. It's obviously showing, you know, with all the scholarship offers that you have and the opportunities that you have on that side of thing. Back to your throwing a bit, you know, when you were committing and I was interviewing you and interviewing your dad and watching a little bit more film, you know, I was talking to your dad a bit about just your throwing motion and how you look a little bit like you might have played baseball, or you look like you might play third base or shortstop. And, you know, we were talking about that's kind of intentional, and it's, you know, it's not the typical style of throw people think of when they think of a quarterback. And maybe that's where the trajectory of where things is going. Can you, I mean, is that specific to what you guys work on? I mean, is it being able to throw the ball in any sort of way wherever your body may be on the field? Is that all part of it?
Yes, ma'am, it is. Working with Dr. Gramelli. You know, he works with a lot of professional baseball athletes. He actually played baseball himself, so he's really good at knowing all the different motions to throw from, knowing how to connect your lower body from your upper half. and we work on that a lot. Um, so I really felt like that's helped me to throw the ball freely, not just be a robot back there in the pocket, be able to throw from different angles, be able to make plays on the field, because ultimately that's what you're going to have to do whenever you're
Right.
out there on the field. Nothing's going to be perfect. You're just going to have to go out there and make a couple plays.
Tell me a little bit about when LSU really turned it up. Obviously I met you last year at Battle in 2022. And I think you guys were just coming off a visit. And I think things were kind of just starting to slowly pick up. I think Brian Kelly and those guys had only been there for a few months. And then here we are, you're about to be back in New Orleans a year later at the Battle event and now you're committed. So in that time frame, when did things really pick up? When did things become serious? And how did you know that this is the spot for you?
Well, ultimately, my recruitment was a blessing. I was being recruited by over 30 Power Five programs, and I'm honestly grateful to all the coaches and the programs who showed interest in me. I've met some great coaches and visited some nice programs. So I'm honestly very grateful and appreciative to all of them that helped me get that helped me with this journey along the way.
Right.
Um, but I went about my recruitment differently. I'm not the social media quarterback that posts every day. I didn't have the a million camps or the college visits. I didn't go to too many of them, only went to a select few.
Right.
I didn't chase all the offers or any of that like some of these other guys do. No, I know some guys out there love the edits, the rankings, the stars, and they all love the hype and stuff. I don't honestly have the famous last name or the legacy family. I just go out there and compete to the best of my ability. I don't have the street agent out there hustling for offers and hype. I just let my play talk for itself. No, I had a ton of coaches visit me at Trinity over the years. No, I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
No, we're a powerhouse national high school football team, and we don't play the cupcakes. We play real competition. Um, Playing for Coach Verlin Dormany has honestly been honor and blessing. No, I love that man. He's taught me so much about the game and honestly life. No, this is a coach who's won 317 high school football games, and he trusted in me in eighth grade to lead that program. Um,
That
no,
says
I
something.
think yes, ma'am. When I feel like whenever you look at my game film, my stats, the opponents that I play against, I think that speaks for itself. I feel like I'm unmatched to some of these guys out there. I have two state championships. I was Florida overall player of the year. I made first team all state, um, ESPN 300 player, U.S. Army All American, and no, I also have the rankings to back that up as well. Um, no, all that stuff is good, but no, I have the size, the speed, and strength, the football IQ. I really feel like there's no question that I don't have the arm talent. Um,
I've
I
seen
really
that
feel
arm
like
talent. I've seen that
yes,
arm
ma'am.
talent in person. You have that arm talent.
Yes, ma'am. No, I don't feel like anyone is better than me in the 24-25 class. Uh, no, I have the velocity to power. I can make every throw on the football field. That doesn't matter to me. Um, but I really feel like LSU stood out to me once I took that first visit there. Last year, going to that Battle New Orleans tournament, I
Hmm.
went in there. Well, my dad drives slow, so the rest of the team pulled in at like 8 p.m. We pull in at 10 p.m. Right? Boom, they're there at the doors. They open it up for me. Coach Sloan's there. We got to talking. We're both excited that I'm there, and we went into the QB room, and I say that we probably got in there at around 11. So the team already left, and we're only there. I think we stayed there until 2 a.m. We were just talking. Yeah, no, we were just talking, doing whiteboard work, watching my film. We were just honestly having a blast, and I really feel like that's where it hit off. And
Especially considering at that point, that was really your first time meeting Coach Sloan, and you didn't have an offer at that point, but you
I
still
did
took
not.
that time. What on a Friday night, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And at midnight, 1 a.m., when he could be home with his wife and kids, and you didn't have an offer at that point. I think that really probably spoke a tremendous amount to you as far as the type of coach he is and the type of program that Brian Kelly and those guys are trying to build.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, no. From that point, I really felt like LSU was the school for me. I know not a lot of coaches do that. And for Coach Sloan to do that, that really meant a lot to me and my dad. And I really felt like at that point, we both had in the back of our head knowing that this is going to be the place for me. But no, other than that, I really feel like LSU separated a lot from other schools this year.
Mm-hmm.
They really showed a lot of explosiveness in their offense, explosiveness in their defense. I really saw a lot of development on the QB side as well. Jaden Daniels coming in there, having a tremendous year. And I only feel like LSU is going to go up from here. I really feel like LSU is going to be national title contenders for the next 4 years. No, I love what they're doing there. I love what the coaches are doing there. Coach Sloan, Coach Denbrock, Coach Brian Kelly. I love what they're all doing there with the offense, with the development. That really means a lot to me.
Right.
And I know everyone knows about the LSU history. They don't have a shortage of amazing athletes that played there and in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Um, and looking at that, I know that's where I want to be. And I'm just super excited to be there. I'm just super excited to get on campus next year. So.
And you're doing it a year early. Talk about just the decision to move up. How easy or difficult was that for you? Once all of the commitment talk started, was it? I guess was it an easy one for you and your family?
Well, no, we started it on the low for all of us. My small group and I, we talked about it. We didn't. I think we brought it up in 8th grade, maybe, or 9th grade. No, we talked about it. Didn't really think too much about it. But this past year, we were thinking about it, and after meeting some coaches, they said that they would take me as a 24 or 25. So that really opened up my eyes.
Right.
And once I started talking to the LSU coaches more about that, they told me that they'll shut down every 24 quarterback for me. And I love what LSU did this year. And it was actually a great moment whenever I committed and reclassified because we just beat Alabama the next day.
Yeah.
And that was honestly just a great experience as well as there with my dad and my trainer, Dr. Gormelli. And just to be in that environment after committing and taking down Alabama, that was just a great weekend, probably the best weekend of my life, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think the commitment could have had a better weekend than what you had.
Yeah, no, but it was honestly easy for me.
Okay.
Being able to talk to those coaches and them reassuring that they'll take me as a 24, I really felt like that made it easy on me.
I gotcha. Let's talk about that 24 class. You reclassified, you joined it. You guys are in, I think it's a top 5 class. I think Rivals has it as number 3 right now. You've got some out-of-state commitments like yourself. You've got a couple of in-state Louisiana guys. Just talk about you as once you committed, you're as kind of you're behind the scenes. I know you're like kind of a silent recruiter. Just tell me about this 24 class. I don't know if you can name names, guys that you're specifically hoping will join you, guys that are not committed yet. Obviously, wide receivers are going to be big for you as a quarterback, offensive lineman, that sort of stuff. Is there any guys you can share, guys that you're hoping to see in Baton Rouge with you?
I'm not going to name too many names right now. No, I don't want to mess anything up, but you'll see once they get to Baton Rouge. But it's honestly an honor to lead the 24 class. I feel we are very good in the shape that we're in, and I really feel like we're going to get better from here. No, we have a top 5 class right now with 8 commits.
Right.
Myself, Maurice Williams, Joseph Stone, Tavion Galloway, Zion Ferguson, Xavier Atkins, Wallace Foster, Kyrie Lee,
yeah,
and some other dudes already are committed, and I am steady working with some other dudes who want to come here and contribute on the football field, off the football field, and come here, lead and win. That's ultimately what we want to do here. We want to build a legacy. Now I know there's some other schools who also have some strong classes, but I promise you, LSU will just be fine. It won't be a problem. I prefer to keep the recruiting strategy quiet, but I speak with the staff a lot and some other dudes. We also know a lot of other people through the 7-on-7 circuit. I really feel like that helps to meet some other guys that wanna come to LSU. I feel last season is a sign of what's coming here, and Coach Kelly and the staff won 10 games, beating Alabama, made it to the SEC championship. So I really feel like that's going to help a lot in this recruiting class and many more to come, because this shows you how great of a coach Coach Kelly is. And I'm honestly just excited to see where this goes.
Tell me a little bit about your relationship with Tavion Galloway. I specifically point out him just because I just interviewed him in this format last week. And he's kind of taken the same approach. Maybe it's on purpose. As far as, like a silent recruiter behind the scenes. And I know he said he's coming down April 1st weekend to be that recruiter. And so good news for him too, by the way, for anybody who may be watching this. He's going to be playing some 7-on-7. They finally are going to allow Ohio to open things up for a bit. It's a limited time frame, and I'd have to go and do some research. But we might see him. I don't know if he'll make it down for Battle New Orleans or not, but we'll finally get to see him on the 7-on-7.
Actually, I think he is. I think he's going to be able to make it down.
Okay, good. So good for him and all those Ohio players who will finally get to play some 7-on-7 ball. So what's your relationship with him like?
We're great. We talk often. No, he's a big body, great tight end, great asset coming to the team next year for the 24 class. So I'm honestly just super excited to get the ball in that guy's hands and letting him go out there and make some plays.
All right. What's for you specifically, this will be because of the reclassification, you'll have 1 year left. Obviously I know the goal is to win it all again. But for yourself personally, is there anything specifically you're working on before you arrive to LSU? Some things, whether it's drills or something that LSU gives you, or is it, how do you guys break down what you're doing week to week? Is it, do you guys section off, like, you're working on one specific thing this week or this month, and then like build on that throughout the rest of the year? Any goals that you want to accomplish before you're getting to LSU after that senior year is done?
Honestly, just be the best version I can be, get better every day. I'm training every day with my trainers to make sure I'm ready for LSU. I talk with the staff almost every day. I take videos with my QB trainer. We send them over. They give feedback. They give me some stuff to work on, and no, that's honestly what I can do right now. There's nothing much I can't really other do. Um, I just go out there and grind every day, whether that's lifting, throwing, schoolwork. Now I have to go full speed ahead, work 2 times as hard now, and no, I'm fine with it. This is what I love, and I know all of this hard work is going to pay off. Um, and honestly, my goal for this year is just to go out there and win a state title with my guys. So I really care about.
With all the training and working out, and I know you guys, you don't necessarily throw every day, right? Correct
No,
me
man.
if How many days a week do you throw?
It can vary. Some weeks I throw 2 days a week. Other weeks I throw 3 days a week. I don't throw that much. Whenever I go out there and do throw, I make sure I have a handful of throws I want to work on, and that's it. I don't go over. I don't go under. I just work those amount of balls, and that's it for the day.
Right, and that's your specific plan for what your trainers come up with for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha. What are some things you're hoping to accomplish this spring? Obviously, 7-on-7's going on. You competed in a couple tournaments, couple more to go, I'm sure. Just any like recent or goals to accomplish in the spring, anything you're working on right now, maybe?
I'm just worrying about just getting better at everything I do. Honestly, there's not much I can really set right now. I'm just looking to get bigger, faster, stronger, more powerful, more explosive. That's all I'm really working on, and I'm going full speed at that.
I see the Merino jersey in the background and kind of jog my memory. You told me your favorite player is Jalen Hurts. What did you think of his Super Bowl performance?
I loved it. He gave it all on the field.
Yeah.
There's just nothing much you can do. It's not a single man sport. One man team. It's just he did everything he could do. No, he might have been able to make more plays, but that honestly wouldn't have made a difference. Patrick Mahomes is arguably the best player in the NFL, and he showed why in the Super Bowl. So, no, I'm not mad. I'm proud of what Jalen Hurts put out there.
Do you spend a lot of time watching other quarterbacks and watching film and that sort of stuff, whether it's guys in the league or other high school players or guys in college or anything like that?
I watch a little bit of that. I mostly just watch like defenses, more of that stuff, different packages, different sets on offense. I don't really target watching a QB.
Okay.
If I do, I just honestly I watch myself, see what I can do better. That's honestly what I watch.
Are you a Jaguars fan or a Dolphins fan?
Oh, a Dolphins fan for sure. I'm not a Jaguars fan at all.
Right. You grew up in Miami, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha.
I do like Trevor Lawrence though.
Yeah, he had a really good year.
No,
he
he
had a really
did.
good year.
I feel like the Jaguars can be on the come up soon.
Yeah, they look to have turned things around. But I don't want to keep you much longer. I just want to get to a few questions a couple of our subscribers had for you. Someone who was asking just your thoughts on the transfer portal. And I guess there's been some research done just on the high number of quarterbacks that transfer over their career. And obviously we've seen some of the best do it. Jalen Hurts, we saw Joe Burrow. LSU wouldn't have that championship without Joe Burrow transferring from Ohio State. Just your thoughts on it. Not necessarily, you can't predict what's ahead in your future, but just your thoughts on overall the number of quarterbacks that transfer.
I know that there are mixed opinions on the transfer portal, but
right.
I feel it's a good thing as long as it's not being abused, honestly. I think the NCAA will make some changes to it and how often it can be used by an athlete and how many transfer portal players a team can carry. But overall, I think it needs to be there. I think Coach Kelly used the transfer portal wisely to strengthen up some position groups on the team. I think it helps players who might be in a difficult position and need to get to a different program where they can play.
Right.
I'm in favor of the transfer portal, and I know that there are a lot of quarterbacks who use it. Every player situation is different, and I respect that. If they need to get out of a program to get into a different one that fits better for them, I feel like that should be an option for them.
I agree. I can't imagine a Burrow or Hurts, guys like that, those elite type players, that they should be sitting and wasting years whenever they might have that opportunity elsewhere. What is obviously you're still a year away, and we don't know what things will look like in Baton Rouge once you arrive, as far as the quarterback room, who's going to be the starters, all of that sort of stuff. But just your thoughts on waiting to play, and potentially even redshirting once you arrive.
I think it's too early to even talk about me redshirting. So let me get to Baton Rouge first. As far as playing behind someone, I understand LSU has super talented QB room, and that's honestly a reason why I wanted to come here and to honestly compete. That's what I'm all about. I want to play in the SEC. I want to play at a program where I will be coached hard and be developed. Ultimately, I want to win a college national championship.
Right.
I want to play at a program that's going to prepare me for the NFL. And I think any QB who goes to a program or to any or I just think some of these QBs can be soft sometimes and not want to compete against a certain QB room or something. They see the names, they're like, oh, no, I don't want to go there. I want to go somewhere else. Honestly, I feel like that's soft. I think you should always want to compete and strive to be better because, if you're in a talented QB room, that's only going to get you better.
Absolutely.
You're going against the best guys out there, and you're going to learn and compete and get better every day. I really respect the LSU QB room. I'm gonna support my teammates, lead and learn, but make no mistake about it. I'm coming in to compete and win the starting job. That's what I'm all about. I feel like my arm is as good as any QB in that room. So I'm just ready to go up there and compete. That's my attitude. I have a winner's attitude. I don't back down from anybody.
I knew that about you already. I knew that. Tell me a little bit. I don't know if this is something you guys have figured out. I don't know if your school allows it or not. Are you a mid-year enrollee, or are you going to be graduating in May?
Well, me reclassifying, that put a lot of work or extra
Yeah.
work that I have to do. So I'm honestly gonna have to see, but I'm looking to enroll early.
Oh, okay. Okay. What as far as next time you're getting back to Baton Rouge, we talked a little bit about that off camera, but if you just want to bring it up again here. So you'll be back, things open back up in March as far as visits and that sort of stuff. And Battle New Orleans, you guys will be back. Your 7-on-7 team will be back in New Orleans in a couple of weeks now, I think second week of May. So is that when you'll be back in Baton Rouge as well?
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna be back March 7th through the 10th, and I'll be in Baton Rouge. I'll be in New Orleans the 11th and the 12th. No, and I'm going back to New Orleans as a defending champion in the 7-on-7. So we're looking to go back and go back to back and win another championship there at Battle New Orleans.
You guys were stacked last year at that tournament.
We were, yes, ma'am.
Who are you guys bringing this time? Do you know, or is it too early to say? You guys have any other LSU targets or guys that our viewers would know?
Maybe not. It's honestly the same group that I've been rolling out with for these past couple tournaments.
Okay.
But we definitely have the guys to win it. I know that for sure.
All right. Well, I'll see you back out there. Like I said, that was the first time I saw your arm. I thought you were the best quarterback at that tournament before you guys won it. So it'll be really cool to see you guys back out there and try to go back to back at that specific tournament. And I'm sure you'll be back in Baton Rouge sometime this summer, whether it's for camps or whatever, and we'll see you out there a bunch of times for games this fall, right?
Yes, ma'am. No, you definitely will.
All right. Well, that's Colin Hurley. I'm Julie Boudwin. Thanks for watching. All right, Colin. I appreciate your time. I did want to ask,